I'm Mia, and this is my 7th Halloween look of the month. But you may have noticed that my brows are not done, and that's because I'm going to be attempting this chaperone look today. So I'm going to try to block my brows on camera, which may be a mistake, but nevertheless. But yeah, first things first, I'm going to try to block my brows. This is just an Elmers glue stick, I'm going to be so honest here. And I'm just going to dampen it a little with some Scent Spray because I've seen everybody and their mother do it this way, so if I can get some tips and tricks from them, I will greatly appreciate it because I've tried doing my brows multiple times. I've tried blocking them multiple times and it just did not work out. So I'm going to first start by going against the growth and then I feel like I'm going to lose several brow hairs while doing this, but we persist. Okay, and I'm gonna press and brush up with a brow spoolie. Obviously, this is not the only layer of glue I'm going to be doing. This still counts as one because it has not fully dried. You know what my issue is with brow blocking? This part of my brows will never stay down. Like, it's just... So I did pluck a few more. So hopefully... Oh god. I also feel like I'm going to need to get a new brush after this, because I usually use the spoolie on a brow brush to kind of like fluff and like refresh my falsies. Because, you know, sometimes after mascara they may start to look a little like gross. Oh hey, look at that. I already lost a brow hair. But we persist. Again, this is going to count as one layer since it has not dried down yet. And I'm also going to use a little spatula to try to press them down a little closer to the skin, which is what I saw someone else doing too. I'm going to need to go in with some micellar water so I can clean up the glue pillage and so it doesn't affect the rest of my like base and stuff. But yeah, I did attempt this look. I did a practice run of this look and it worked, so I went okay. But I did it with like regular concealer and stuff and not white. And then the last time I did it was white face paint. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix white face paint into a foundation so it can still have foundation consistency but be white. Hopefully. And then I am just going to do one more good layer of glue to the point that it's like a little purple on my skin. Again, I just want a successful brow block, because like I have too much brow to not cover them and like get the chaperone effect, because she gets her brows covered, and naturally I think she has like super skinny brows and like I'm not, but I'm just gonna press. And then the tutorial that I'm watching, she actually takes some of the glue off the stick and covers the brow with it. So we're also gonna try that because the girl she always has like the best brow block. So if she's telling me to cover my entire brow with glue pieces, I'm gonna listen to her. She did say that this is gonna take a while to dry, but I know, who would have thought? And you're just gonna do this again. I promise once I get started on eyeshadow and stuff I will talk about my regular stuff, but this is just too important to not get distracted by. Not that I have anything like super intense or like juicy gossip to share, but like still. And again, just kind of honestly, this already looks flatter than most of... I'm gonna do one more good layer of off the stick. I need them. I'm gonna be honest, if I can't get these brows right, I'm just gonna give up. Because I said so and you can't stop me. This is my failed makeup attempt. We're doing it the way I'm doing it. And now I'm going to take some of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder in the shade Sugar Cookie, because this is the only real translucent powder I have. So we're going to load up my sponge. Not a brush, I know. But this is just easier to press into anything. There's white powder all over my shirt. But it's fine, everything's frickin' fine. Again, just pressing. And I put some on a brush, that way I can kinda not put some more on as I take it off, but so it's not just, I don't know, I can't explain. God, I literally cannot see. And then this is gonna be a lot, but I want to try to counteract the brow tone. So I'm gonna take some of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Corrector in the shade Pink Pomelo. This was gifted to me, but it was by Skeeper, so it's not like by Huda themselves. Off topic a little, I know. I did go to Sephora today, and I did swatch the new, like, pink one. Pink is a stretch. That thing was like coral. And then I'm going to go with some of the Made by Metro Brightening Concealer in the shade LBR3. Just to get a little, not like skin tony, but like I have a plan. And then this is just some of the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer in the shade Highlighter. So I'm just going to take like a mix of these on the back of my hand because my palette is currently occupied with glue strips I did not use. I'm just going to kind of mix all of them together with my finger because I do not care. But I just want something a little... Oh my god, that's a really good correcting color for like me. We're getting somewhere. This is looking... I don't want to jinx myself, but we're getting somewhere, and that's what matters. However, I did not make enough of this mixture, so I'm gonna carefully pat it in because I don't want to mess anything up with product that may be left on a different brush. Actually have a sponge cushion. I bought this in a pack off of Temu ages ago, but I just want to kind of use it to push it into the brow a little more. Again, just like it's not the best. I'm just gonna redo a little bit because I have very dark brows compared to my skin tone, so. But like this could be worse. I've done worse brow blocks. Just the issue comes when I try to do a little more powder and then try to cover it up. But I did find what the main... I'd like it to be known that I did not do this last time either. I thought we were past this. So I'm just gonna mix a little again. This one's even lighter this time because there's more white. Because it exploded on me. Because it hates me. Oh, Jesus. But again, I'm going to be going in with a close to white mixture for my base. So, it's fine. Everything's fine. And I think I'm actually just going to use this as my eyeshadow base too. Because because I said so. Again, I'm just going to do a little pat, pat, pat. Again, I'm not going to jinx myself, but it's been worse before. It's going to be covered in eyeshadow, which should be fine. I'm just going to go back in with more Huda powder. Again, another load of it. And just... You know, it looks like I'm doing something nefarious up here with the amount of white powder that's on my shirt. But I promise you, no. I do not have the funds for that, mostly. Here she is. It's fine, everything's fine. Alright, we're gonna move on to the actual eyeshadow portion of this. I did put a little more white concealer like above my brows, just so when I do go onto the base, because obviously my eyes are gonna be done already, I can have an easier time. I'm gonna start with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette, and I'm gonna start with some of Submerged, and I'm going to place that right on the outer corner. I know, I usually go light to dark, but I just want to get like things mapped out first. So, gonna do that. I also need to figure out how to make even brows when I draw them on. So, but no, went to Sephora. I had to go into the Seaport today. I hate, sorry, I'm looking at myself with the camera. I hate the Seaport so much. It's just so devoid of any sort of life. And like, cause it's like all techy and touristy. And it's just not, it's not ideal. I'm not gonna lie here. But my mother had mentioned offhandedly, she's like, oh my god, there's this like anthropology mug that I really, really like. She's like, I don't need any more mugs. So I'm like, oh, well, you know, Christmas, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say that, but I'm like, and there's one in Seaport, there's one in Newbury, and they're both the same amount of difficulty to get to, because one's 2 trains, one's a train and a bus, so it's kind of even. And I'm actually gonna take some of Giggle with a little bit of Promise and a little bit of Signs, and I'm just gonna kind of not stamp, but like, again, I just want to place down colors right now. So I will blend momentarily, but I just need something else going on. So I placed a pickup order yesterday, and it's like, oh, within 24 hours. I'm like, okay, so like my plan is generally to go obviously today, and then literally not even 5 minutes after I had changed, they're like, oh my god, your order's ready. I'm like, you couldn't have waited, like, this couldn't have been like 3 minutes earlier? Because I would have gone back out. I'm looking like Ariel right now, derogatory. I'm like, I would have gone back out, but I'm like, no, I'm changed, not changing back in, blah, 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 blah. So, say lovey. But I picked it up today. It was a moonwalk, piece of cake. Picking it up, so it's fine. And then I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush and gently start to blend the edges of this, because I don't want to disrupt like the glue underneath. So maybe I'll draw on my brows after I do my base, because it's looking a little we'd be tight for space here. So yeah, I'll just blend this out. But no, since I was in Seaport, I'm like, oh, I'll go to Sephora. I ended up buying some of the new Patrick Ta eyeshadow duos. One of them, it was so insanely sparkly. Like, dude, it was, dude. And then I'm gonna take Dream, and I'm just gonna kind of pack that right under. But like I swatched it and I'm like, oh my god. And then like it, woof is all I have to say. So, but like that's the first thing I've gotten from Sephora that hasn't been like a restock since my birthday. Like, I know I should have been responsible and waited the 2 weeks until the Sephora sale, but like, she was stunning. She was beautiful. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. So, it's downstairs in my bag. I don't have any time to do my makeup until next Monday. It's Tuesday right now. So, c'est la vie. I might try to get a little look done, like tomorrow night. Not even like a filmed YouTube look, just like a, oh my god, play with makeup that's not a Halloween look makeup. So, and I'm gonna go in with some of Submerged again and just kind of reinforce where it's gone a little diffused again. I still have, oh my god, I'm gonna have so many eyeshadow brushes to clean. It's gonna be a little ridiculous. But then with a little flat brush, I'm gonna take some of Bubble Bath and I'm just gonna pack that all over the lid. And how is there fake blood on this? I haven't even used any in like a month. Not even a month, over a year. I don't even have any usable fake blood right now. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's frickin' fine, man. We're just gonna pack this all over the lid because I'm gonna put a shimmer down. Well, obviously, because that's where she did in fact put a shimmer down. And I'm also gonna blend this a little under the eye. I say a little because I know that I'm gonna have to start going in with like rainbow tones once I do my base. So we're just gonna bring it like halfway. And then with a flat edged brush, I'm gonna take a mix of Submerged and a mix of Spellbound to make that like super deep blue. And I'm gonna make a little like chunky wing with it almost. Like very, very chunky. Not even a wing, just kind of create. I'm gonna make it so it looks like that the original just Submerged color got formed into it. So that, but it's gonna be a very like thick winged, not thick wing. That thick isn't a word. But I'm gonna bring that under here because the picture does show that. Ooh. Gotta figure this one out. Not figure it out, just even. And it's only 3:30 right now, so I really don't need to rush for time. Cause like I've had a bad habit on like Mondays and Tuesdays of starting my makeup at like 5 when I usually eat dinner at like 6:30. So it's just not. It hasn't been ideal timing wise, but I went out early. I did my thing early. So it's just one of those. I'm gonna use the other side just to blend the under eye a little. Just a little. That is. Neither of those are even. Oh! So, going to Comic-Con because my father has this one guy he really, really wants to meet. He's like, this is a no ifs, ands, or buts. The guy canceled. Rhode Island Comic-Con states that all sales are final. I'm like, wow, so if someone like got in a car crash, they won't get their money back? I'm like, that's kind of shitty. But I'm like, I understand, because, you know, he's like, I want to cancel. I'm like, we're not getting our money back if we don't go. He's like, oh god, neither of those are even. What did I do? But the plan is right now we're still gonna go, even though his person isn't there. The person I might want to meet. It will depend on the line, but John Bernthal is gonna be there. Don't do this at home, kids. And there's like a guy there that my father's friend loves. So it's like what I can do, get his autograph, see if he can personalize it a little, and get it as a Christmas gift. I'm like, see? And it's just like one of our things that we do, so like, but I'm now going to take some of the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightwork Volume 6 Freedom Palette. And if I can get this out, yes! Ah! Everything's fine, everything's fine! I'm going to take the shade Release, which is this gorgeous blue-green. And I'm also going to put that over here. Glitter glue, you dumb nuts. Give me a second. Oy. I thought that too. I'm like, oh, I need to find my glitter glue. And I just, ugh. Like, girl. Yes, I'm putting that over the shimmer that is already down. I do not care. And now since my fingers are weird, I'm going to do this with a brush, hopefully. Like, it's not as chunky as I want it to be, but it's whatever. And we're just gonna kind of pack that on. Ooh, I got Cats tickets. Cats is coming back to Broadway literally the week before I go. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sign up for pre-sale. I've never seen Cats, never listened to it, never watched the movie. No cat. I just know that they're tiny singing cat humanoid things. It's gonna be kind of like the ballroom scene, like New York queer ballroom scene. I'm like, I got pre-sale. I never got the pre-sale link even though I signed up for it like 3 times, so I found the link and the code on Reddit. So I got a 2 p.m. show on Wednesday that I go. So, paid $145.50 for mezzanine seats, but there was a promo code, so that's not the original price for the seats. Can I do a little? I'm gonna bring a little up here because it does look like there's some shimmer in the inspo photo. It's just the same color that I used, but I'm just gonna do a little dusting right like above, well, right at where the arch of my brow normally would be. I'm not gonna do lashes right now like I normally would, I know, but that's just because I still have stuff to do eye area. So I guess that means we need to move on to the base. Alright, since the plan is to mix white face paint into a foundation, I'm gonna go in with like normal skin prep. Because I'm gonna powder after anyways, because I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of powder stuff on my cheeks, so like I need to powder. So I'm gonna go in with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. And we're really gonna hope for the best here, because I made the mistake of doing just like white face paint. And then I went to the makeup artist D's page, and it was in the little caption, it was like, oh, it was like one size foundation mixed with a white like liquid pigment like the Danessa Myricks ones. I'm like, I really should have read through this before I did anything, but you know, it's fine, everything's fine. So I think I'm gonna use a little bit of a white face paint and some of the Danessa Myricks, but I obviously want like prepped skin if I'm gonna mix it with the foundation, so it can still act like foundation. But fingers crossed this works, because I'm really tired. But after this I only have 2 more looks to do, and I do have a plan because I'm going to redo 2 looks that I've done, so, and I'll be able to use my Patrick Ta eyeshadow for one of the looks, hopefully. And then I'm going to go in with the Kulfi Double Life Serum Primer. I know, it's getting up there with the dewdrops at this point, but they work beautifully together, and this is a beautiful primer. I'm not putting any on my nose. I remember, my nose is oily. It doesn't work well with a lot of products on it, so I don't like to put a lot of products on there if I don't have to. But obviously I wanted to do my eyes first, because especially with it's going to be whiter than usual, I really didn't want any possible fallout and then staining, and then no. I'm gonna try to get a little between the brow. I keep going between the brows. I have no brows. I am browless. Like, you can see them a little, but like they're also covered with eyeshadow. So I'm actually gonna take the Haus Labs foundation, the Trichlone Skin Tech foundation in the shade N70 Fair Neutral, just because I like the consistency of this foundation better than anything else I could mix it with. So I guess here we go. And then this is the Danessa Myricks Colourfix. This is the matte one in the shade Lift. It's very hard to tell what the name of this is. That just squeezed into my eye. I'm sorry. Surprisingly, it didn't get anywhere else. But we're gonna start mixing. Close, but not quite. And we're gonna add, hopefully, a little more. Okay, good. Because like this still has the Haus Labs consistency, and that's what matters. And I'm gonna go in with some more white just for concealer. So it's fine. Everything's fine. Oh God. On the bright side, at least I know I'm not this pale. But gotta, cause like it's white, like it was white, but it's not like white. It's just paler. And again, the white face paint was not the move for me. So it's fine. Everything's freaking fine. I feel like I look gray or green somehow. I did make sure to clean a brush specifically for this look. So gonna kind of get under here. This is just, oh God. Like, I know this isn't going worse than the like white face paint, but I feel like it looks worse somehow. Don't ask me how, but I hate it here. I have only myself to blame. But I'm also working on Sunday now, so I can't. I am gonna go over this with a sponge too. Just to, because even though it usually looks fine, ooh, be careful over here. It usually looks fine when it's just the regular foundation. Obviously it's mixed into something, so it's gonna look a little different, even if it feels the same on the back of my hand. I'm just taking a sponge and some sand spray. Ironically enough, this already has a little bit of white face paint in it, so it's not going to tint it like regular foundation color by using it. But very carefully, we're gonna. Again, I feel like I look gray or green. Take your pick. But this is actually working better than last time. Like that time I looked blue. I don't know what's going on with this one, but come on. I believe in us. Oh no. Please don't do that. She started to squeeze a little too hard. And I do want to try to get some, like right here where I didn't quite blend out the brow. But it's fine. Everything's fine. It's freaking fine. This is, oi is all I have to say. I'm gonna be so honest here. Also, this concealer kind of sucks for concealing purposes. Like, I've only used it for like mixing or using as a white base with eyeshadow, but it just will not blend out. And I mean, it could be the fact that my base is not what my base is usually, so it could just be a combination of things, but still. And now I'm gonna go back in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake. Ooh, shish scribble. Some of the Easy Bake powder, because again, it's translucent. So, I'm gonna take some on a puff and just start trying not to inhale it, even though this isn't the scented one. It could be worse, could be better. It's still up my nose. I don't like white powders up my nose. But really need it to be smooth because again, I'm going back in with more powder. I feel like this is making it a little better, like, white-wise. And push comes to shove, I can always use some of the Blend Bunny white eyeshadow to, like, brighten certain spots, but, because again, it's not my favorite, it's a little more sheer, but I'll take what I can get right now. Man! I need to fix my bangs, but soon we shall move on to the cheeks. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the cheeks. Is this good? So I'm gonna go in with this palette from Simply Posh Cosmetics. This is the Genuine Gems palette. What do I want? I want some of Citrine, and I'm gonna kind of blend that right under here and down under a little, because I wanted to blend in with that teal shade, and I'm gonna put a green there too, don't worry. And then gonna do it up a little, mostly because I can't see what's going on in the picture. So we're just gonna, I'm also gonna layer this with a different yellow eyeshadow, so no worries. We shall not fret just yet. Haha, I'm ramen. I'm just that good. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. What was I gonna say? Oh, so I did buy another pair of corduroys. Because I had to, it's this really weird color that I can't even describe. Like, it's like a brownish tan, but with like pinky orange undertones. I don't know. And then I have like just a very basic dark brown that I love, that I've already worn out in about a few times. Oh shit, I need to do my brows. And then I went to TJ Maxx, and then they had like a burgundy pair, and I'm like, that would look so nice. I'm taking the Colourpop Cosmetics Matte About Hue palette. I'm gonna take some of Elephant and layer that over to brighten it up a little. Just a little. Again, I can't see what's going on because she has like, not bang bangs, but they're there. They're kind of blocking some of my view, so say lovey. Ah! That was my hair. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit more because I will be blending an orange into this. Also from the same palette, I'm going to take some of Say Less, and I'm going to blend that from the turquoise liner into the yellow a little. I just need like a little bit of connecting green, and I'm going to blend this out under a little too. Just a little. Like, I want there to be green, but I don't want it to be green, you know? But no, I just need to do my eyebrows. I have some bedazzled gems I need to put on too. It's just, oy, I don't even know if I'm going to have any usable eyeshadow brushes at the end of all this. Not that I'm going to need them, because like I said, I can't do my makeup until next Monday. But yeah. And then I'm going back to the Genuine Gems palette, and I'm going to take some of the shade Amber on an actual blush brush, just because that shade, the orange, is like the most in this look. So I want to get the most coverage without needing to go in with like a teeny tiny little brush. So I'm going to do all of that. It's funny because it looks like there's contour going on, but like I might just do it with a different orange tone. So kind of gonna do a little swoop, just a little. C'est la vie. But no, I went to, I picked up my mother's gift. I went to Sephora, like I said. I only got the one thing, and I wasn't even going to. I was going to be responsible and wait until the sale, because that literally starts on Halloween. And I get paid on Halloween, too, so, like. But I had a 6% off. Not 6%. 6% cash back on my credit card. So, I obviously was like, oh, like, say less. And don't mind if I do. This is not going the way I want it to go. But no, I did that, and then I went to Flower. Flower's like a Boston thing specifically, I think, and it is so good. It's like a bakery cafe kind of thing. Their sandwiches are really good. I didn't get one. I know. I usually do. But since I usually do, I didn't want to. So I got a Cheez-It biscuit. It was fine. It wasn't anything wild. I know. You hear the word Cheez-It biscuit and you're like, what do you mean nothing wild? Like, it wasn't anything like, oh my god, I need to go. I'm just going back on some of Elephant. It wasn't something that I need to go get again. And then I also got a cinnamon roll. Their cinnamon rolls are so good. Like, I love, like, the cinnamon rolls for me. The Cheez-It biscuit was to try with other people and be like, hey, whoever wants this can have it, yada yada. But that, oh. And like, when I ordered lunch at work, the cinnamon roll is always sold out for the day by then, so I'm like, oh, not today. I went, hee hee, haha. I also got a mulled apple cider with some, whatchamacallit in it, caramel sauce, so it was a good time. And then back with the Genuine Gems palette, I'm going to take some of Ruby, because there is some, like, red blush, like, not red blush specifically, but red at the end of that blush. I'm gonna use a small fluffy brush for this. Good. All these brushes that I'm using are eyeshadow brushes. Like 90% of them. The ones on my face, besides the specifically orange one, has been... Oh, I don't know if I said it. The orange blush shade was Amber. I've got a lot going on here, makeup wise, so not that I can't remember everything, but it's just, please don't look at me like that. I'm doing what I can. I look like some clown, not chaperone, but like I look like some other clown and I can't place it. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna kind of tap it in with my sand brush, because I usually do this anyways. I kind of tap and blend in. I don't know if it actually is contour, but it could just be your cheekbones. I'm gonna take a little bit of bronzite from the Genuine Gems palette and kind of use that as like a little bit of contour, specifically on the cheeks, because that's where it was. So just gonna, I feel so stupid like this. This is gross, don't do that. They're my brushes, they only ever got on my face and I don't care. But I am taking the Genuine Gems palette and I'm gonna take some of Garnet on this newly slightly damp very thin angled brush, and I'm just gonna use it to do my brows. Gonna press there. Okay, thank God you can't actually see that. Again, I'm just so concerned about them not matching. Guess I'm making the front a little wider than I want to. You know, normally with brows I can blame, oh, you know, brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins, or it's my natural face shape. This is on me, man. And everything's just, it's really gonna be the longest video I ever post, and I am so sorry. Oh, my downstairs neighbor's sister came by today. I know based on the way she was slamming the doors. And I went to look outside because I'm nosy. And she had her car. I'm gonna put a picture there. She had it across the sidewalk with the trunk basically facing the porch / steps. Because the sister's moving out because she can't live by herself anymore after the stroke. So, obviously needs to pack up her things. But I'm like, lady. I'm like, not that I was going to leave the house anytime soon, but I'm like, no, I didn't want to go anywhere. I want to be trapped inside my house. Thanks, Gail. You heard me. Gail is evil and awful. And I think I like her less than I like her sister. And I don't even like the sister. You know, who's the one I had to deal with for 2 years. And I think Gail's husband is the one that checked me out when the sister was moving in. Because I have, you can't tell because of it, I have slightly larger boobs. So, you know, she moved in the dead of summer. So I had a tank top on. God forbid. And I'm like, obviously I was like an adult, but I'm like, ew, this is, I'm like, you're a 60 to 70-year-old man, please. And obviously, there's no mistaking me as older than 30, but I'm like, sir, you should not be checking out me. Checking me out anyways, but like, really gross, because I was like newly 21 at the time. I'm like, girl. I'm like, girl. These brows are awful. Hi. I knew this was gonna happen. And then I'm gonna go back in with the Danessa Myricks Lightwork palette. Same one I used earlier. And this is the shade Free. I'm gonna use this as like my highlighter kind of situation, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Because there is like a little yellow highlighter going on. It's not as like chunky and glittery as I want, but I don't really have many of those tones even in single shadows, so this is what we have to work with. One more layer. That looks a little better. It's a little more like orangey gold than I was hoping, but it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm working with what I have, and it is, honestly, I'm too far in to give up on this now. So, there we go. That looks nice. Again, my brows are, don't look at those. Alright, so I do have some lashes to apply, and I have some gems to apply. But, other than that, I should be back in a second. Alright, hi, I'm back with some lashes, some gems, and I completely forgot that there's a mole on the look, so I did that with some black eyeshadow. But last but not least, we are finally on the lips. Thank God. This has been a very time-consuming look. And I am so tired as it is. And yeah. And unfortunately, it's a red lip. So this is from Huda Beauty. This is the Lip Contour 2.0 in the shade Universal Red. Fun fact, this is the only red lip liner I have. Which I found out because I did like a little declutter the other day. Mostly because I knew I needed to do it for my lipsticks specifically. And I only had one other one that was extremely cool toned for some reason. So in the trash she went. And I don't wear red lips all that often, so it's fine. I will live on only one. I actually had the thought of doing this with NYX's Cold Brew, but I completely forgot, so alas. Alas. And then this is from Milani. This is the Color Fetish Matte Lipstick in the shade Poppy. This is like my favorite red lip of all time. And like, again, I don't like red lipsticks on me, but this one's... oof. Oh. So I did end up placing an order, and it's been shipped. I don't know when it's gonna be here because the shipping website's weird. And it just tells me, oh, it's been picked up, but not an actual date or anything. I ended up picking up the bubble, I don't know, Extrudy Berry, both the lip stain and the freckle pen. I don't have a lot of freckle pens, and I really want a few more like lip stain, like liner type things. So I got it. It's been shipped. Hopefully it should be here soon. Again, it said that it's been picked up in somewhere in Texas. I think it's Flower Mound. I'm like, what do I know? And then this is from Covergirl. This is the Outlast Forever Velvet Pigment. Forever Outlast Velvet Pigment. I don't know. It's in an odd way that you can't tell which one's which. In the shade Strawberry Hills. But figure just kind of lighten it up a little. And make it a little more matte, because this thing is like matte. My lips are also going to be stained red for the rest of the day, because this thing also leaves behind like a stain. Not like a, oh my god, like a lip stain, but like just stain in. But this is it. I need to go fix my hair, and maybe I'll be back. Alright. But this is the finished look. I don't know how I feel about it. Because, like, it's very obviously a chaperone inspired look. Like, recreation. It could just be the fact that it is a combination of things that I don't usually do to my face. So put them together all in one, and... like, I don't normally block my brows and make super skinny brows. I don't normally have white face paint, obviously. And I don't normally have a red lip. So the combination of the things. Like, I can guarantee... if this was just like a regular foundation color, I'd be like, oh my god, this looks so good. But like, it could look worse. And again, I've had attempts of this specific look that have looked worse. But like, it's kind of growing on me. It's kind of not. I'm just, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Also, I know that in the photo it looked like she had, like, false lower lashes. But I hate false lower lashes on me so much, like both in appearance and application. So I said, nuh-uh-uh. So, say lovey. But yeah.